Good morning, traders. This is Christian from Tribeca Trade Group with your quick Monday rundown in the indices and a quick macro review. So we put out a big video this weekend, but now that things have kind of changed a little bit, let's just kind of go over what we're looking at for the morning, what's going on with global indices, and some support and resistance levels. This week's new value areas. We're going to go over support and resistance levels to watch, and we'll go from there. So first things first, kind of just give you a little bit of taste of what we go over in the trading room, which we start live in about 20 minutes. But I normally go through all international markets. I think a little bit more emphasis on this morning. Europe very strong. You can see the DAX, which is a definite problem area last week. It's right on that 50-day moving average. So this is good. This is one of the three things that I said really that are a must-watch area for a rebound. One is the DAX to hold the 50-day moving average. Small caps also need to hold the 200-day moving average, and transports need to hold the 200-day moving average. So three things right around the 200-day moving average, one of which is the DAX, which is up nicely. We'll monitor that as we go along today, but up 1%. You can see a lot of other European markets also up decently. You go over to Asia and what happened last night. The Hang Seng, which has been a very, very strong performer year to date, finally had a little bit of a move. We talked about this. We talked about this in the weekend video, but got way ahead of itself. I think the RSI was close to 80. Relative strength index, which is a good gauge of overbought conditions, was way overbought towards the beginning of last week. So this kind of came in. Notice we did not even get down to the 50-day moving average. So that's strength for you. Besides that, a lot of other markets, Asia markets, did just fine last night. Besides Japan, which they had some data out last night, GDP data. But you've got the Shanghai also up 1%. So in addition to the Hang Seng, also the Shanghai very strong. South Korea came back as well, up 80 basis points there. Australia looking good. Taiwan was down 1%. Kind of interesting there. And then also India just came out with some data, and they're also a nice recovery. This is also one of the best performing regions or areas around the globe year to date, and this came back to the 50-day moving average, so this can set up for a nice long today. I'm going to be looking at possibly going long the EPI ETF today. That's an India ETF with the Nifty right at the 50-day moving average, 50-day moving average support. So I know exactly where it's going to work and where it's not going to work. It's not going to work if it continues to break below the 50-day moving average. But while it's reclaiming it, I'm going to give it a shot. All right, so that's international markets. We could look at a couple other things here, but I want to go over the value areas. The risk assets are all, or the I would say the risk assets are all well bid. The risk off type instruments are all off this morning. So first of all, on the daily chart, what do we have here? We have a reclaiming of the 50-day moving average this morning. We've got some overhead resistance that we're going to come into, which is the 5 and the 20. So we'll see how that works its way through for this morning once we get past the open. So here's where it gets more interesting. Always on the 1 hour bar when you start the week on Monday, we've got a fresh new value area. You can see how slim this value area was last week, but we had a big range, so we've got a big value area. I would watch support where things might go wrong or start to go back to the downside would be 24.46.25. In S&P futures. You could also look at this in terms of SPY, and you could see that level is 244.58 for the week. So that's your support level. That's your main support level for the week. So that's really what I would watch, and then we'll see if we can reclaim some of those levels, those moving averages. So we are up. What? Let's see, 57 basis points. Today's value area on the 5-minute bar, I don't think that's going to be way down here, so we're trading way above value. I think more on that 1 hour bar is what you really want to pay attention to. Nasdaq, which you're not going to be able to see Nasdaq on the daily chart. So let me just go over kind of same picture here. Also got below the 50-day moving average on Thursday. Friday we reclaimed it, and it looks like we're already trying to, with up 60 basis points, get back above those short-term moving averages. So I think pretty positive, as positive as you can kind of get for Monday morning. before going into the open. So we'll see where that lands. Let me just move over to Qs, and we'll look at what to kind of watch. Notice this is a little bit better. We're kind of sitting right in the middle of this value area for the week. So support and resistance levels to watch: 141.39, 144.50. 144.57 is your resistance, but right in the middle right now. 5-minute is going to look very, very similar to what we just looked at in S&P. We're going to be trading above value, support all the way down at 142.22. So IWM, we'll look at this one on the daily chart. This is not going to be updated for what the pre-market is doing, but you could see this was the second area that I said to watch on the 200-day moving average. We're sitting right there. We'll see how much we can get away from this this morning. And if we go to the 1 hour bar, this kind of looks similar to the S&P value area, where we're kind of sitting on the bottom third. 136.41, really an important level to watch. This one I would be setting an alert someplace. If something, if we start to turn back the other way, I would be really cognizant of that support level. On the upside, 140.53, and I think this is also going to look the same as S&P and the Qs on the 5-minute bar, where we're way above value. A couple other, so 136.53. Normally, I don't go much further into this because it is what I cover in the morning session of the trading room. But the VIX. We talked about a huge outflow this weekend in VIX-related products, specifically UVXY. So you could see we're all the way back to 13.14. So taking out that whole move from Thursday, it looks like. Almost the whole move from Thursday. We took out the move from Friday. We'll keep an eye on that as well. Gold is also off decently, actually rallying a little bit here. Down 40 basis points, so it has come back a bit, and bonds are also down 30 basis points. Copper down 30 basis points, but also you can see a lot of metals rallying here a little bit. And then finally, the yen, which is down 50 basis points, which was well bid last week, giving back a lot of those gains from last week. And just looking real quick at economics. Really not much until we get to the 15th, and then we've got a whole bunch of economics that come out later in the week. So that's it for a quick rundown pre-market on Monday. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.